The sun dipped low over the endless prairie, casting long golden shadows across the sprawling ranch that had been both a kingdom and a cage for Caleb Ryder. 40 years old today, he stood by the weathered wooden fence, boots caked with dust, hat pulled low, and heart heavy with the weight of a life that had never quite unfolded the way he imagined. The townsfolk called him the Virgin Rancher, a name whispered half in jest, half in pity. A man who had built an empire of cattle and crops but never shared a first kiss, let alone a love. Caleb wasn't bitter, but he was haunted. Every sunrise reminded him of the promises he'd made to himself in his 20s. To find someone to laugh with under these wide Montana skies, to build a family, to leave behind more than acres and livestock. But the years had rolled by like tumbleweeds in a dry wind, carrying away his courage each time he thought about stepping into the world beyond the ranch. He was shy, yes, but it was more than that. Life on the ranch was a rhythm of hard work and quiet nights, and somehow love had become a dream deferred. On this milestone birthday, the silence of his empty home echoed louder than ever. The smell of fresh hay, the creak of the barn door, the distant call of a lone coyote. These were his companions. As the first stars blinked awake in the vast twilight, Caleb leaned against the fence and let memories flood in. He remembered Emily, the girl from the feed store who once invited him to the county fair. He'd said he was too busy branding calves. He remembered Sarah, the school teacher who brought pies to the ranch every Thanksgiving. He'd thanked her politely and returned to mending fences. Time and again, he chose work over connection, telling himself there would always be another chance. But 40 doesn't wait. The realization stung, but it also sparked something deep within him, a flicker of resolve. Maybe he'd been alone because he'd been afraid of rejection, of awkward first dates, of revealing the heart that beat beneath his rugged exterior. Yet fear had stolen more from him than rejection ever could. Caleb straightened, the cool night air carrying a promise of change. He wasn't dead yet, and 40 wasn't the end. It could be the beginning. He thought of the ranch, the fences he mended, the cattle he raised, the fields he nurtured. Love, he realized, was no different. It required effort, patience, and courage. Maybe tomorrow he'd drive into town not for supplies, but for conversation. Maybe he'd finally visit the new coffee shop, smile at a stranger, or even sign up for the dance lessons advertised on the bulletin board by the post office. The idea scared him, but it also thrilled him. For the first time in years, Caleb felt alive with possibility. As the moon climbed high, bathing the ranch in silver light, he whispered to himself, "It's not too late." And it wasn't. His story wasn't finished, and neither is yours. If Caleb's journey stirs something in you, if you've ever felt time slipping away, if you've ever wondered whether you're too old to start again, remember this: courage doesn't have an expiration date, and love belongs to those brave enough to seek it. Let Caleb's quiet awakening inspire you to chase your own dreams, no matter how long you've waited. And if you believe in stories of hope, redemption, and second chances, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Your support keeps these heartfelt stories alive and reminds dreamers everywhere that their next chapter can start today.